Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. This wasn't a topic I was really going to broach because I thought it was just such a ridiculous story. This idea of LeBron not being appreciated by the Lakers. And I've spoken about the timing of how all of these stories just came out. The day after the Lakers lost and LeBron and these guys got swept, the very next day, all of a sudden these stories were like, it was like almost like, okay, press the button now. And I believe that it was a coordinated initiative behind the scenes for these guys to go out here and disseminate this information. I think one was to make LeBron look like the victim in all of this. Number two was to make the Lakers look like the bad guy. And number three was to distract. Because now we're no longer talking about the fact that the Lakers got swept. We're now talking about whether or not LeBron has been mistreated by the team. As you guys know, you heard a story of, I think at the end of a game where JJ Redick, I think, had his first 100 career wins. And LeBron, I think, became the most winning player in NBA history for the most wins, right? And Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka decided to give the game ball to JJ Redick. And according to the report, LeBron was upset and stormed out with his ice pack on because they didn't give him the ball, which now birthed a larger conversation, which was, do the Lakers support LeBron? Were they taking him for granted? So, of course, First Take broached this subject. I wasn't going to waste a second of my time. But Mitch, our editor, sent over, he was like, man, look, you got to check out what Kenny Smith said today. So I checked out a piece of the clip, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Now, let's delve into this a little bit further. So we have some footage here that we want to play from Kenny Smith on ESPN First Take today, because he just essentially shot down this fake narrative that the Lakers did not appreciate LeBron. So what we want to do is we want to play what Kenny Smith had to say here, and I'm going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to Kenny Smith's comments here.
And so, Jay, will I ask you, have the Lakers taken LeBron for granted?
Kenny, I'm really curious to get your opinion on this because, look, the clip that's going viral around JJ Redick getting the 100 game ball is like fascinating, right? It's like, okay, like, is that intentional? Maybe. I mean, for a guy that is the all-time winningest player in the history of the NBA, doesn't get the game ball. But I think it's one of these it's like an underrepresented problem, I think, that sometimes happens within the league. Kenny, I'm so fascinated to hear your perspective on this one, too. I think a lot of times the public or people think that these problems are only driven because of the egos of the athlete. And a lot of times when, like, I had a great conversation with PJ Tucker the other day, and a lot of stuff is his. I'm not going to utilize names because it's his story to tell. And I've seen these accounts too. A lot of times within organizations, you do have favoritism. You do have moments where the organization doesn't know how to really control the pecking order or handle a lot of the noise being made around the players, whether it's team seats, whether it's LeBron James cookies, whether it's the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum situation where it's like, hey, the crowd may love it, or the coach may say, this is Jason's team. Things happen throughout the course of the season, and what I would call it is a death by 1,000 cuts. There's so many things, like, Kenny, you're one of the most aware dudes on the planet, especially within a team. So there may have been teams where you may have to bow down because you recognize where the pecking order exists. But if you feel like you're on the same level with somebody and you come in and you see those 1,000 cuts, small cuts, by the organization because you think you're as equal to your counterpart and not beneath, a lot of times that creates more distance and more controversy and more chaos. And to me, like, this is an example of that. I'm not saying you need to cater to every one of LeBron James's needs. I'm not saying that at all. But a lot of times we always put the onus on the player, and a lot of times it is on the organization as well to manage the egos and how they communicate that, because it does add up.
Well, I've been blessed to play with two of the greatest players that I feel has ever played in the game. And in college, I played with Michael Jordan, and in the NBA with Akeem Olajuwon. And never, ever in their tenures that I played with them, I heard the word "my team" or taken for granted, because the things that they worried about were not cookies. It just wasn't cookies, or seats on the plane, or seats in the stands and where they go. And if you ask me, did the Lakers take him for granted, I would say no, because when he wanted Anthony Davis to be there, that somebody who could help him win a championship, they went out and figured out a way to get him. When they needed to make another trade and they brought Luka Doncic into the role, they did it. When they needed Rui Hachimura, when they needed Rui, a guy who could be at the small forward, and when they needed to draft your son, they did it. So those are the things that make you take it for granted or not. Are you doing things to help me win championships? And so I would say, Rob Pelinka, he gets a lot of flack. However, he's made moves to always keep the team relevant. Because if Luka doesn't get hurt this year, they're possibly a team that could have contended for the Western Conference Finals. But that's how the guys I know who are the best players and generational players, that's how they look at the game. And they put that inside of the team. We never talked about parking passes. We never talk about seating. We talk about who are you bringing here to make this job easy, brother. That's it.
Fantastic. So you heard what Kenny had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Kenny didn't even bring up the fact that they brought in Russell Westbrook. If you look at all of the things that the Lakers have done for LeBron since he got there, if you look at the team's image since he got there, the Lakers were unquestionably the biggest clown show in the NBA. There's no two ways about it. And given the circus, they missed out on a lot of key free agents. I'll give you some names. Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, DeMar DeRozan, just to list a few. These were guys that did not want to play with the Lakers because of the circus and the clown show that comes with playing with the Lakers with LeBron. No one is going to convince me that the Lakers drafting Bronny and having that father and son moment on opening night had anything to do with winning. It had nothing whatsoever to do with winning basketball. Nothing. It was all for the show. It was all for the spectacle. But more importantly, it was all for LeBron and to feed his ego. So in that moment, they didn't care about you. It was only when the team decided, hey, man, this guy's getting older. We're getting beaten every year in the playoffs, either in the first round or getting swept or getting knocked out in the conference finals. Why don't we go out there and try to get younger and get a younger superstar? And there were reports then last year that LeBron didn't like the way that he was handled. It was out of the look. What do you mean, bro? They're moving on. Now, in terms of, you felt like you should have gotten the respect. This is what happens when you move from place to place. They're not going to give you the same respect and love that they would give Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson. You're not a homegrown guy. You're just a guy that jumps from team to team. So why would they give you that heads up? And number two, they have to signal to the guy coming in that, hey, you're the guy. I'll give you guys a story. Some of you who follow Formula One know this. Some of you don't. You'll know it now. Lewis Hamilton, who was with Mercedes for, I think, over 7 years. And George Russell was the second driver behind him. Then Lewis made it known that he wanted to go drive for Ferrari. And his last year, Mercedes began to prioritize Russell. And at certain points, it surprised Lewis, but they have to now show the new guy that, hey, this is your team. If you're still showing the old guy that's on his way out that he's still in charge of the team and they're going to be making certain exceptions for him, then what does that say to the new guy that's meant to be the future of the team? So it's just part of how it all works. Luka needs to and by the way, I'll say this idea of them trading away Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic already shut that down. And when Luka said he doesn't want Reeves traded, he's not getting traded. It's not happening. And the Lakers should listen to their superstar, make him happy. So I appreciate Kenny Smith for not joining the chorus of people saying, oh, yeah, LeBron is treated bad. This is all just to make LeBron look like a victim. This is essentially what all of this is about. So as you guys know, there's this story that went out there recently from Dave McMenamin. And essentially, Dave McMenamin went on the Rich Eisen show to essentially explain this fallout between the Lakers and LeBron over a damn game ball. Folks, you can't make it up. He even said how the Lakers were unappreciative of LeBron. For those of you who didn't see Dave McMenamin talking about this, take a listen to this guy here.
How do we jump into this thing? First things first is, why aren't there more than one game ball?
It's a good question.
Wouldn't that have been great?
Yeah.
You know,
I feel
hey,
like they could have had some foresight there.
I understand, like, this is, this would be like Oprah giving away cards. You get a game ball. You get a game ball. But there were so many milestones.
Yeah. So we're talking about March 31st.
Yes, sir.
Lakers beat the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
It completes what ends up, we don't know, but at this point, in retrospect, they've now gone 16-2 over a 32-day stretch. And in this game against the Cavs, LeBron James, most wins in NBA history combined, regular season.
And against the Cavs.
And against the Cavs, right?
Mm-hmm.
15,000 points for Luka Doncic for his career, 5,000 points for Rui Hachimura. And it secures back-to-back 50-win seasons and 100 wins in J.J. Redick's coaching career. So in the post-game locker room, J.J. Redick doing a good job and kind of recognizing this group accomplishment is listing off all the things that were done by his team that day.
Mm-hmm.
And as JJ's addressing the room, Rob Pelinka takes his turn to address the room, is holding the game ball, and presents it to J.J. Redick. Shortly thereafter, LeBron James, who, of course, he arrives to the arena wearing like an outfit and then showers and changes and stuff and leaves in that outfit. Well, this night was still in the practice shorts, ice bags on his knees, slide sandals on his feet.
And he walked right out.
Walks out.
By the way, Dave McMenamin here on the Rich Eisen Show talking about his piece that's on ESPN.com that's kind of burning up the entire NBA community, and certainly here in Los Angeles, California, live on the Rich Eisen Show. So LeBron James walked out with bags of ice on his knees, or took those off and left? Do we know that?
No. I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes. The bags of ice were still on his knees. And so this is like,
he's just out.
So to be clear, this
out.
isn't because he doesn't think J.J. Redick is deserving of a moment. It's not about that at all.
Yes.
He has a great relationship
And it
with
was a
J.J.
beautiful moment. The video of his children
Yes.
saying, "Congratulations, Dad."
Right.
Beautiful
It
moment.
was taken by LeBron to be another example of the Lakers not appreciating him and everything that he does.
Where does that come from?
I think it's from an 8-year relationship that has had a lot of stuff build up. Now, I asked LeBron after Game 4
Yes.
against the Thunder. He's making the same route out of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
This time he's wearing regular clothes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
He's wearing the same clothes he arrived in.
Right.
And I said, in order for you to come back to play for the Lakers, I understand you're going to have to figure out whether you want to play. I understand you're going to have to both sides will have to figure out what the money. But that aside, is there any static that needs to be cleared up in order for this to move forward? And he said, there's no static from me. And so
I saw that. That was the quote, one of the second to last quotes of your piece.
Right. So I would say that perhaps that means that even though he had this moment, that was a real moment of indignation is what he felt.
Yeah.
It's not something he can't get over in order to keep playing for the Lakers.
Right.
But the Lakers, you're dealing with one of the best players of all time. Where he goes on the list, that's up for debate. But
9th if you saw First Take the other day. But okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also someone who has now worked for you for 8 years, been the face of the franchise, delivered a championship, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ever going to make the guy feel like you want him?
I mean, $50 million. He's the highest paid guy on the team.
So that's what the money is for? Are you Don
Yeah,
Draper? Is that how you work with
John Hamm?
Yeah, okay.
That's what the money is for.
Yeah.
Like, that is in many ways, in many metrics, in sports for sure, the biggest respect you can get is your paycheck. That's number one. I understand. Is any of this born out of the fact is how he found out about the Luka trade?
I haven't been told that specifically.
Okay.
LeBron has on the record said that, of course, if that trade comes across your desk, you make it.
Right.
He understands it as close as he is with Anthony Davis and is to this day. No, I don't really think it's more about once the trade occurred, the way the Lakers went about their business.
Excellent. So you heard what Dave McMenamin had to say. So I was just going through the internet here, and I saw a video of Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce talking about the Lakers, and it was actually about something else. And then I clicked on it, and then KG just started to go off, man. Like, KG just started to go off, and he snapped at LeBron for this idea of him getting pissed off about them not giving you a game ball and you not feeling appreciated. He's like, man, this is business. I was like, what does this have to do with basketball? Excuse me, what does this have to do with basketball? Are they doing the things that matter on the court? And if the answer is yes, what are you whining and about, right? So for those of you who didn't hear what Kevin Garnett had to say, I want to play his comments for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to KG here.
Damn, you think he should retire, Lord?
Yeah, I think he should, man. Just like for the simple fact that at the age that he still receives the criticism that he still does.
Are you gonna get criticism?
I know, no, not the greats wasn't getting this criticism late. Nobody was criticizing Kobe when he wasn't going to the playoffs in his last year. They was just enjoying his moments. Like the same with Jordan and Washington.
They were
wasn't
talking about, can he win without Shaq?
No, I'm talking about in his last year, in his last 2 years when
he was hurt. He was coming off something.
Yeah,
he was hurt. He wasn't available. He didn't play. He wasn't in the narrative.
But I'm just saying nobody was attacking him or criticizing him when they wasn't going to the playoffs. Same with Jordan when he went to Washington. It was just enjoying them to continue to still play for the simple fact the man is 41 and we still critiquing him like he's 25 and should be winning or winning championships still.
Who's saying that?
It's just that's what.
Ain't nobody saying that shit.
He get credit like when,
saying that.
Yeah, they is. They just the criticism he gets still.
Man,
he still get criticism.
Man, listen. There's 2 other players on his team that they consider to be more productive. That's that's
yeah.
Okay? You're 40 plus and you feel some type of way because you're 40 plus and still have the ability to, so you feel not entitled, but a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay, reality is that these 2 are a little more better than you. So get over yourself. This is business, bro. This ain't about something. I didn't get a ball. Man, they got 1,000 balls back there. It's how he did it in the prison. Lord used to getting whatever he want, bro. You hear what I'm saying? So this is all leveraging to me, bro. This sounds like super leveraging. Oh, okay. I'm going to create some bargaining chips here. Yeah, you remember when you know what I'm saying? It's that petty. And then you put that in, you know what I'm saying? You see that move, P. You see that leveraging chip, where it's going, or at least what it looks like. Yeah, it was time for me to move, now all this out. What's they got to do with putting the ball in the bucket? What's they got to do with making us better? What's they got to do with, the personnel that we need to be in the West to make us you know what I'm saying? How are we going to get Luka back? Well, how can we be better? Like all this other nothing to do with basketball is, you know what I'm saying? Is affecting the main thing.
Excellent. So you heard what KG had to say. What are my thoughts about this? This is all part of the circus. This is part of the circus that comes with accommodating LeBron to your team. Whenever he loses, it's always like a blame game. And in this case now, the blame game is Rob Pelinka. Now LeBron doesn't feel appreciated. What do you want the Lakers to do? Do you want that after every milestone, the GM, the president, the coaching staff, everybody to like bow down and worship you in the locker? What do you want? I mean, seriously, what do you want? A game ball? If you also paid attention, he talked about cookies. Now, what was he referring to? Apparently, that was the final straw that broke the camel's back, according to D. Wade, and I think some other people, where the Miami Heat took LeBron's cookies off the plane. And LeBron was a huge chocolate chip cookie guy, and he was like, I'm leaving this franchise. They took away my cookies, right? Because, Miami's big on body percentage, whatever. So he got pissed off with them and left over cookies. These are things that have nothing to do with basketball. Nothing. And in that sound, it just sounded like Kevin Garnett didn't want to hear it. Now, it's also fair. KG came to the defense of LeBron in terms of Paul Pierce in that same video, saying that LeBron should retire. He's like, no, what do you mean? So he defended him there, or rather shot down the idea of of LeBron needing to retire. But if you listen to Kevin Garnett here, man, he just seemed fed up with this whole notion. Like, what are you talking about? What's all of this whining and complaining? Why is there always something that you're whining and moaning and hollering about? Like, what's the big idea here? right? KG's just like, it's like, what is it like enough? Like, when is it like, what's next? What's next? And this is the thing. There's always drama that follows LeBron wherever he goes. And unfortunately, this is just yet another example of it. And you mean to tell me the Lakers want to sign up for another year of this? You think the fan base want to endure this for another year? After all of the hollering and screaming and the twerking and the shaking, what do the Lakers fans have to show for themselves this year? A second round exit. We all know that the vibes around the team were much more positive at the beginning of the season when he wasn't playing. We know this. So you're telling me they should sign up for another round of this? You can't be serious. So this GOAT debate has just degenerated into a bunch of nonsense. It's like the GOAT debate is no longer about the debate. It's about just anything people can pick up and talk about. And this is what Mace said the other day. He said, we're constantly moving the goalposts. We're constantly talking about things that don't matter. We're just like one thing after another. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? What about this? Like, that's what this weird ass conversation has degenerated into. So there was a video going viral. And when I saw it multiple times. Actually, to be honest with you, I only heard like sound bites of it. Once I saw what it was about, I'm like, I'm not listening to this nonsense, man. This is beyond what the what is this right here, bro? So there was a video I think of from the $1 Million Game podcast with Gilly and these guys wallowing them, talking to Rich Paul, and I guess it was like on video call. Some other people were there. And Rich Paul, who views himself as Socrates or something, he began to go into this whole thing of, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they grew up with both of their parents. They're selfish people. Yeah, they're selfish people. That's why they take the last shot, because they're selfish people. Whereas LeBron, he only grew up with his mother. So therefore, LeBron is unselfish. And I'm like, what? So it was so stupid to me that I didn't even do a show about it. This has been out for them days. We didn't do a show about it. It was only until I saw a video of Cam Newton reacting to this. And I was like, okay, we got to talk about it because it's so absurd. It's so absurd. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to play what Cam had to say here. I want you guys to listen to it fully. And I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments here.
Oh, the Rich Paul theory. Rich Paul breaks down Jordan and LeBron in a single-parent household versus a two-parent household.
Said all of them. But you said Jordan didn't play anybody.
Here we go. Watch this.
Hold on. Check this out. Let's make it a little bit deeper. I have something for this. It's a lot deeper. When you say he didn't have it, right?
Keep it out the scene.
When you look at Michael grew up with a mom and a dad in his household. When you look at Kobe grew up with a mom and dad in his household. When you look at LeBron's mom was 16 when she had him as a child. Now, he spent a lot of time by himself, right? He did not develop. Taking the last shot over 3 people is a selfish gene. That don't make you having killer instinct.
Press pause right there. Somebody gotta tell the Richard brother, hey, Richard, Mr. Rich. Well, what the hell are you talking about? Because what having two-parent household got to do with anything? As if to say you gotta have a two-parent household to be labeled unselfish player. Don't nobody care nothing about that. Do you got the clutch gene? No pun intended. As we know that Clutch Sports is brought to you by none other than Rich Paul. You got a whole business behind the idea of being clutch. Now you may say there's not another basketball player that's better than LeBron James because you've identified in that clip that you said 36 elements of basketball, which we have here. I was like, yeah. Oh, that's cool, brother. But brother, Michael Jeffrey Jordan or Kobe Bean Bryant, they were killers. They were assassins. And even LeBron James has his own right of being labeled a killer. Facts. So you talking about selfish basketball? Man, hit the shot. I don't care. I don't give a damn about your household. Man, hit the shot. I don't give a damn about none of that about your mama, man. Man, hit the shot, man. Man, I don't care about that, man, about your daddy, bro. Man, hit the shot, bro. I don't care that you grew up in a dysfunctional house. Man, hit the shot, man. I don't care that you grew up as Catholic, Muslim, Islamic, or atheist. I don't care about none of that. Hit the shot, brother.
Yeah.
All this, man, let me tell you something, man. He ain't got, man, I don't care nothing about that, bro. We over here trying to give all these reasonings behind him being better than the president. You got insider trading, brother, because you are who you are to LeBron James, brother. And I'm mad that Wallow even allowed him to just keep going on. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, nothing to do with the psychology of how you play this game, bro.
Do you got the killer instinct or not? Yeah. We ain't got to trace this back to Gloria. Gloria ain't got nothing to do with this. Gloria did a hell of a job, if you ask me. Huh?
Yeah.
We ain't got to talk about Kobe. We ain't got to talk about Michael. Bro, this ain't got having a 2-parent household don't got nothing to do with anything, brother. Cause when the rubber meets the road, and you start to analyze like in real time, Rich, for as great as the empire that LeBron James has created, you have benefited off that empire, respectfully.
Yeah.
That's not to say you wouldn't be in the same position without LeBron, but it's hard for us to think that you would be in the same position without LeBron, because LeBron done put a lot of people on.
Yeah, he did great with the opportunity that was given to him.
And you, Rich Paul, has done great with the opportunity that you got.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that athletes could do, is put somebody in the position and they don't maximize their job and role. That's not to say that you wasn't adequate. That's not to say that you're not able to really have the mental capacity to exercise the optimum version of whatever this business needs to be successful. He has shown that. Okay, but when you start talking about things that don't matter, I don't know of SGA's family dynamic. I don't know of Kevin Durant's family dynamic. I don't know about a lot of superstars, Anthony Edwards' family dynamic. But bro, why does that even matter when you're hearing 3, 2, but like, man, bro.
Cool. So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this, man? What does any of this have to do with basketball, bro? What does any of this is how you know this fan base is desperate. And this is why LeBron needs to retire. Because his fans need to go with him. Like, for real, I'm telling you, I don't see the good thing that LeBron fans have added to the sport of basketball. They don't even like basketball. They like LeBron. That's it. If you ask a LeBron fan, who's your favorite player outside of LeBron, they'll say Bronny James. That's what they'll say. Bronny James. These are not even basketball fans. They don't even like anybody else but this dude. This is what we are, whether or not they grow. What does that have to do with anything, bro? Number 2, why are you talking about those people's parents? Like, what are you talking about? Now it's whether or not you grew up in a 2-parent household, that will determine if whether or not you're self. It's not selfishness, they're confident. It's confidence. What are you talking about? It's confidence. What are you talking about? Kobe and their dad, like, it's confidence. They have confidence. And having 2 parents around can instill that in you. It doesn't mean that you always have to have that. Obviously, people that grow up with single households or whatever, they figure out their way through it, obviously. But it's confidence. And it's like diminishing the role that a dad can play in a kid's life. Like, no, dads actually matter. Like, dads actually matter. So do mothers, and dads actually matter. Right? So having that male figure in your life is important, especially if you're a young man growing up. It's important to both kids, but you get the point that I'm trying to make here. Why are you trying to make it seem like, oh, you have both parents and you're selfish? What are you talking about? What does having 2 parents have to do with you being a selfish or a person that's magnanimous, that gives? What does that have to do with anything? But like, what are we talking about here? This is just cuckoo talk to me. And everybody that was listening was like, yeah, man, yeah. Some of them even grew up with parents. Both of their parents, yo, yeah, man, yeah, word up. You heard what he said, word up. The young bull, he cooking. It's like this saying nothing. Like he's saying nothing. What are we talking about? And that's what Cam is saying. Like, yo, dog, what are you talking about? That you grew up with both parents and they says a selfish gene. Bro, LeBron has led every team he's been on in shots attempts. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, this is the stuff that I be saying, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? He grew up with both parents, and so therefore the other guys that they're bro, just stop. Like, what this has nothing to do with the sport. You're talking about both of these guys because they're NBA players. Well, now you're talking about their upbringing. What's next, man? Like, what is next? What city they grew up in? Like, what is next, dog? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So y'all know we got this dumbass conversation that's going on about LeBron James getting a statue in LA. And one of the people pushing this nonsense was even Kendrick Perkins today. He recently came out on his podcast talking about some road tripping, talking about, oh yeah, the Lakers need to give him and then even Danny Green I just seen today. Any team that LeBron plays for, you got to get a statue. Take a listen to Kendrick Perkins talking about LeBron need a statue. Take a listen to this dude here, man.
Get a statue at crypto.com arena.
No. Yes, he would.
No.
He's fucking spent 8.5 years. Shannon.
I'm not saying he shouldn't deserve one. I'm saying he's not going to get one.
Shannon, he better get a statue there.
They don't accept him.
Arena.
They don't. Lakers fans don't accept him. It's great. He's had better careers just in the Lakers than most other players. Yeah. If we really want to look around, they just don't accept him.
Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Jeanie Buss, make the shit happen. Fuck what y'all talking about. Fuck what the Laker Nation don't accept and all that shit. Bron has spent 8 years in playing for the Lakers, NBA championship, finals MVP, breaking all type of fucking records, scoring records at that. Like, imagine being in a Laker uniform and passing up Kobe on the all-time scoring list, then passing up Kareem on the all-time scoring list, then hitting fucking 40,000 in a Laker uniform. Like, no, bro, that man deserves a fucking statue in front of crypto.com arena.
No, okay. Just get one in Cleveland. We'll be fine. Get one in Cleveland. You'll be fine. You don't need to.
Cool. So you heard that, right? So anyway, Mitch sent me over a post a few days ago from basketballnews.com. And essentially, they ran down on Jeanie Buss to ask if LeBron should get a statue. So first, we want to put up the thumbnail. Not the thumbnail, the picture. Look at the picture here. Should LeBron get a statue? Jeanie Buss laughed when asked if LeBron would get a statue. And I thought it was just that, but no, they have the footage, and it's hilarious. So what I want to do is I want to play the footage of Jeanie Buss laughing her ass off at the idea of LeBron getting a statue. Take a look at this here.
Do you think LeBron's ever gonna get a statue outside?
He's still playing. We don't talk about statues till someone retires.
That's true. How about,
he's playing great.
Is there a player that you think deserves a statue that's not out there yet?
We've talked about that. You know, like the first statue was Magic, but then we've gone back and added Kareem and players like that. So it's always up for discussion.
Yeah. So you heard Jeanie Buss's reaction. What are my thoughts about this? It's laughable. That's why she laughed. She got a chuckle out of it. That's why she laughed. A statue for what? If they're going to give LeBron a statue, they should build a big-ass statue of a damn jar of honey. And a bunch of LeBron fans holding up little jars and like on their knees worshiping at the altar of the honey king. Seriously. That's what they should do. Are you even joking? A statue? For what exactly? Seriously, for what? LeBron's playoff record with the Lakers is 32-31. Or 31-32. Damn near 500. And a statue for that? So if LeBron gets a statue, how many statues does Shaq get? Seriously. If LeBron is getting a statue, how many statues will Shaq need? Shaq needs what, 3? Kobe should have 5. Because there's no way Kareem and those guys and LeBron all have the same one stat. Magic. No. It don't make no sense. If he wants a statue, let him go stand outside of the Cleveland Cavs arena and go build a statue there. Y'all need to get the hell on with this story. That's why she laughed. LeBron ain't getting no damn statue. No matter how much y'all try, for all you guys that want LeBron to get a statue, when Christmas comes, go build you a LeBron snowman and go get you a jar of honey and put it on top of the snowman's head. That's the statue for you. If you want a statue, that's the only statue you're getting. You ain't getting no damn Lakers statue. Like, that's off. That idea's out. Like, we're out on that.